The music is about to stop, and I'm going to ask you, do you have a chair? Because it is not looking good for any of this. So, all of these people that have been doom and gloomers, well, the time is about to come. So, let's check out this one. Why the stock market is suddenly freaking out. Dow tumbles 700 points. NASDAQ enters correction territory after weak job reports. NASDAQ falls 10% from record high. And to top it all off, Intel, huge company, is actually saying, holy shit, we're going to suspend dividend payments and we're going to lay off a shit ton of people. They said they're going to lay off about 15% of their workforce, so it's going to be about somewhere from 15 to 19,000 people that they're going to lay off. So now we're going to be like, okay, we're in correction territory now. We're in correction territory, and it's not looking good. It's really not. And some things that I've been telling you guys all about is America needs jobs. It needs high-paying jobs. And if we do not have these high-paying jobs, we're in trouble because we're based off of an economy that is dependent on consumer spending. So I read articles and all that all the time that are saying that people are not spending money at their favorite shops anymore. McDonald saw a decrease in spending till they launched a $5 meal where you can get something for $5. So now this is all showing that prices do affect purchases, right? And so with inflation that has, come down now and we keep yapping about it, isn't even the main cost, because if inflation goes up and salaries go up, that's not a huge issue. But what is a huge issue if salaries stay the same, inflation goes up, and nothing else goes up with it? Then if the prices just run away from consumer, that's a problem, right? So it is just super, super crazy, right? And now we're seeing that all these layoffs are starting to affect people because let's say it, if you don't have a job, you're probably not going to go buy a new phone. Oh, if you're not going to go buy a new phone, then the chip manufacturer isn't going to sell that chip. And the person developing that chip isn't going to have a job because they don't need that phone. And so then the supplier to that chip is also going to have issues. And the catering company that supplies the food to there is also not going to do it. And then office, real estate. Do you see how this all connects? It's not looking good. I'm telling you, it's not looking good. And that's how one company affects the whole place, right? When huge companies do shit like that, it affects everybody, not just small sectors and be like, going to trades and do all that. Where do you think you're just going to do house calls and do things like that? No, even if you go into trades, there is big customers that pay big money for you to do it. And when they're going to say we can't pay, or we're going to put our construction projects on hold because we do not have the money, then it's done, right? So now let's look at some of the layoffs. So there has been almost since the start of this year, there's almost been 1,000 layoffs a day. Crazy, right? And you could go check this out on layoff.ai or something. When you see it, it says it's like we're like 900 layoffs a day. It's absolutely bananas. So now we're looking at tech layoffs, retail layoffs. We're looking at tech layoffs. And so no industry, unless you work for the federal government and have a pension and you're good, then you're fine. But guess what? I talked to a city inspector the other day, and the city, that comes out to inspect my properties that I'm actually developing, said to me, oh, we're trying to keep our people busy because there's just no work. And this is in Las Vegas, where there's freaking construction everywhere. And I said, no, all these people that we have here are we're trying to keep them on, but, it's not looking very good. And so when the city has to do layoffs because there's just nobody submitting permits, that's really not good. So, yeah, it's going to be really, really widespread. Companies are preparing for potential recession by reducing their workforce to cut costs. I think that is now on the wall. And I just saw in Switzerland, I always read the Swiss news, gives me a different perspective. And they're saying now that, that US is at the point of a recession. We have been in it for a long time. Probably 6 months we've been in it. We just haven't come out and officially said it that we're in recession territory yet. And it is so crazy because people are like, hey, we're not in a recession. We're not. Yeah, we are. We've been in it a long time. And if you're at the pulse of hiring and firing, that is where it's at. When you're at the forefront of seeing people hire and then letting go, you are at the forefront of seeing what happens when it takes 4, 5 times longer to get hired than it does when you're not. So it is absolutely crucial that you guys polish the resume, you know, go do the extra mile. So let's go into some more of the data. So the increased unemployment rates reduce consumer spending and potential ripple effect into other sectors. So I've talked about this a lot on my channel, and a lot of people still don't really understand it. So when you have a job, you can go out to coffee shops, you order pizza, you get pizza delivered. And now Domino's, from all people, Domino's said, we're seeing a recession because people come and pick up the pizza rather than them getting the pizza delivered. So now I'm asking you, why do you save a few dollars and not get the pizza delivered to the house? Oh, we're in a recession. We cannot afford it. We're not going to stop not having the pizza. We just can't spend the extra money. So for all these people that are like the tipping bros and the tipping people that, that flip the screen and have 30-40% tips on there, those days are gone. Now I'm like, if I walk up to the counter, if I do things, nah, sorry, you're not getting any tip. You're lucky you're employed. And now, with all of this stuff going on and all of this grandiose, oh, we're creating jobs, we're creating healthcare jobs. Somebody in the comment section brought up a really crucial good point. I said the other day that sure looks a lot like Cuba when only the government and healthcare is hiring. And I was like, oh, yeah, kinda. And not even those jobs are secure, right? Not even these jobs, because healthcare is doing layoffs. And I don't know about the government. They probably can't really do layoffs because, all this other stuff. So I'm like, man. This is not looking good. Really not looking good. So now, what are the next steps? What are you gonna do? Well, if you're gonna go out and buy anything from big proportion, like if you want to go out and buy something big, you need to be worried. You need to put that on pause and then move forward in another direction after this is all done. So if you want to do a purchase, a bigger one, you need to not do it. You need to just say, no, I can't afford it right now. But as you guys know, America's is a consumer-based economy, and people do not give a shit. So they're just gonna keep spending without really worrying about the consequences. And now, some analysts believe that is necessary correction, while others worry it could have a significant, deeper economic issue. So, once this is what I see. Once the ball gets rolling, and the ball gets rolling like an avalanche, where it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, where people have less money to go around, are starting to lose their houses, starting to lose their cars. We're already seeing that. Can't make their credit card payments. Closures up. Credit card delinquencies are up. Those are all indicators, but I don't know why people aren't saying like, yo, this is alarming. This is really alarming. And now I challenge you to tell me why you don't think that these are all alarming numbers. And now I have another question for you. Now I'm seeing all these people with low interest rates are saying that own houses, saying, oh, I can just take out a HELOC. How are you going to take out a HELOC with no job, with no income to show for? How are you going to repay that? And so now you're going to live off of your equity in your house. And I'm going to be interested to see what you guys are going to come up with. because then the interest rate, if you're going to do something like that, it's going to be brutal. And I know that there's different programs out there. There's so many different things out there. And yeah, I'm just like, man, if this is going to keep continuing with so many layoffs, we're gonna be hurting as Americans. I'm telling you, it is going to be no fun. It is going to be back to the grind. And yeah, and people say, go into trades. Everybody in the comment section, you need to go into trade. So, what a lot of people are also not talking about is job loss, financial instability, and mental health issues are some of the challenges faced by laid off workers. So, if you're being fired, let go because of this, and then you're going to have issues with mental health, right? And a lot of people don't say that, and I don't know why, but you as a working employee are going to have problems with mental health if you're looking for a job for 8 months and sending out resumes upon resumes upon resume, and you're just gaining no traction. And yeah, it is just brutal with all these layoffs, with all these layoffs and all of this shit going on. And we still have some yo-yo in the White House saying, oh, it's all good. No, it's not. You need to come out and start saying that we need interest rates deductions. We need those points to come down. And I know a lot of people do not agree, but we need something to change. And if you want it higher for longer is going to be expensive, and it's going to cost even more Americans their job. And as you see now, Microsoft did 15,000 layoff, Tesla laid off 25,000, Intel did 15,000. So those are huge numbers, And don't come at me telling me, oh, those were overhired people, because how do you overhire 15,000 people? I mean, what are these people doing? 15,000. I mean, if you overhire 500, okay, happens. They were just going there, making videos about the day in the life working at Intel. But now, with 15,000, you cannot tell me that these were overhired. These people had to do something. And so what is the quality production? What is the quality cut that Intel's going to face? What is the quality cut that, Twitter faced when Elon Musk laid 80% off? I'm not on Twitter, so I don't really know. But what is the problem that Intel's going to face when letting all these people go? Microsoft let all these people go. So what is the consequences of all those people getting let go, right? And now, some people on that crowd strike where Delta shut all these airplanes down, grounded all of them because of a software glitch. They said, some articles said it can't be confirmed if it was due to layoffs from CrowdStrike or wasn't. And Delta lost $500 million, so they're going to sue CrowdStrike for $500 million. So most likely they'll settle out of court and find, an agreement, and just, keep the ball rolling out of court and just, try to settle. But it is brutal. The job market right now is cutthroat. It is either you get hired soon, or it's going to be even worse, because every day you're longer on the job market is another day that other people are going to be let go too. And till this day, nobody brought up a company that is hiring in masses. Nobody in my comment section has told me what company is really hiring thousands of people, right? So be interested to know if a company in your area is really hiring, right? So, and now we're going to see unemployment tick up again, right? We'll see unemployment filings. We'll see all of these things. And so it's going to be, as it's going on, we're going to see it's going to be harder and harder for them to hide the fact that there's more and more people unemployed, looking for jobs, needing help, right? So, yeah, so there's two scenarios, right? Economic recovery leads to rehiring and growth. That's scenario one, right? Lower the interest rate a little bit, get all these companies back on track? Scenario 1. Scenario 2, prolonged economic downturn results into continued layoff and stagnation. So, what do you think? Is scenario 1 a go or is scenario 2 a go? I think it depends if interest rates in September are going to come down. If they're going to keep interest rates up like they do, scenario 2 is going to be coming, and that is going to really, really hurt the party sitting right now, right? So now, yeah, it is just absolutely mind-boggling to see all these people getting laid off. And if you are not knowing yet at Intel, if you're one of these people that got laid off, and you don't know yet, man, you're not gonna sleep good in the next few days if you do not know if you're gonna be fired. Because Ali has been in a situation where one time where a company got acquired, everything changed. They were like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get acquired, we're gonna get better healthcare, we're gonna get better pay, all that. Then 6 months down the road, they said, oh shit, this was a false acquisition, so we're gonna sell it. No, actually, we're gonna shut it down. Then they said, haha, just kidding. We're not gonna let everybody go. We're going to go and sell you guys. So then they said, okay, we'll sell you guys. Then they said, haha, just kidding. They're not going to take everybody, so you're fired again. So they fired her twice. Then, haha, no, they still need you guys to transition to the new company. So what happened before isn't worth isn't worth it. So everybody's rehired. Then it was rehired. Then she started at the new company, because she got fired like 3 times. And then all of a sudden, then they're like, okay, what do you do? What do you do? Oh, so we already have program management, so you're fired again. So it was like brutal. It was absolutely brutal. And for these people, and it's sleepless nights, regardless of how qualified you are, it is going to be sleepless nights. It's going to be you thinking about the future of your family, and you need a support group. You need support. You need you need to have your family help you out, because it is desperate times, and you need good friends and family to stick by you to help you through these crucial times, right? But when they're laying off 1,000 people a day, a little bit less than they did last year. I think last year was like 1,800 or something. You have to be sharp, and you have to not give up, and you have to overcome the mental breakdowns of you not getting a job. You have to come through that, and you have to try to find another job. I've been talking to people, and they've been saying that they've been looking for 8 months for a management position. 8 months, and there's nothing. They're not even returning phone calls. So I wish you guys, like always, the best of luck. If you're on later on, gonna go live a little bit, chat with you guys, talking about all these things, and we're gonna go live and chat about it. But yeah, it is crucial. It is crucial that you guys get in the right headspace and work on your resume, work on networking, and put yourself out there. And yeah, let me know what I missed. I really appreciate you guys. If you haven't followed me on LinkedIn, like, subscribe if you like these type of videos. And I really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. And I'll see you later on tonight in the live, or then I'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate it.